Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Well, finally our trip is upon us. There's Rob.
Hello.
And his nice canoe, which is awesome. It's a lot. Is it bigger than mine? I don't think it's much bigger than mine. Mine's a full Venture 14, Ranger 14, which I think is 4 meters, 4 and a bit meters. I think Rob's is slightly longer.
Just shy of 5 meters.
Yeah, I think Rob's is a 16 footer with these really cool original kind of Indian flared fronts, bow and stern.
70s baby.
70s maybe, yeah. Fiberglass, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fiberglass canoe. And yeah, we've literally just got here. The fire ban for where we are in Varmland is still in effect, so we can't have any open flame at all. You can't even light a candle. So cooking wise, we've got a lot of cold food. And I'll be testing out the Trek Mates flameless cook set, which I bought, and we've got plenty of food. We're away for, what is it, to Sunday today. We're here till Friday afternoon, and then we'll be heading back after that. But we're actually at the top of a small hill, and down there is where the water is, and we're going to go down there for a bit of practice. I haven't been canoeing for a year, so I need to get the feel back, and Rob's never paddled his own canoe, so he's going to be having a blast with that. So yeah, we're going to get packed up down to the water, and we'll get back to you later. Have fun. Hey everybody, right, we're on the water at last. We've had a little practice, get back in the swing of canoeing, and Rob's over here. If I just spin you around, ooh, he says, there we go. There's Rob. He's got his canoe loaded up, and yeah, we're heading up this way, just out here, and then across. A short trip, just to familiarise ourselves back with the boats and everything, get the layout as we want it, and then we're going to stop at the island, probably have a swim because it's roasting hot, and it's all good. And there he is, looking very much the adventurer.
At least I looked fast.
Yeah, exactly. And the good thing is we're in our own canoes this time, which is a whole new experience. It's great paddling, you know, sorry about the wind. It's great paddling as a tandem. It's good fun, but nothing beats paddling your own canoe. And if you get that chance, then I suggest you do it. So, anyway, the wind's picking up. You won't be able to hear me very well, I wouldn't have thought. But we're going to head off to the island, and I'll get back to you then. Well guys, we've just landed on this island. I apologise if there's wind blowing into the lens. I don't think there is. Anyway, we just pulled up. We do a Hudson Bay start every time, which basically means you paddle for a very short distance, and then that way if you've forgotten anything you can go back and get it. Well, we haven't forgotten anything, but it's a nice practice anyway. Rob's settled nicely into his canoe. I'll turn you around, and here he is. Yes, here he is with all his glory. We're going to camp on this island, I think. Is that the plan? Yep. That'll be our first day. I'll turn this round because of the wind. Yeah, this is the called Shiel Island, which means wedge in Swedish. I'm going to dive in here a minute, show you around. Now, I've camped on this island quite a few times. I haven't been back here for well, about 2 years I think, must be. Obviously nothing's changed because no one really ever comes here, which is nice, it's lovely. But it's good to check, make sure, you know, if anyone has been here that they haven't left any rubbish, and we can take it away if they have. But no, it all looks pretty good. So yeah, it's glorious. Rob's over there with his filter for his, which is a really cool little thing made by a company called Sawyer.
It's a Sawyer Mini.
Yep.
Really good flow.
Yeah, and it screws on the bottle, and it's standard.
Yeah, PET.
In his bottle.
Oh, the squeezy bottle that comes along.
And he's just filtered some lake water, which although you can pretty much drink anyway, but it's we'll see what it looks like. It looks like it filtered out most of the gunk.
Yeah, it has still some color, but I guess it's iron and stuff. So,
Yeah, with the tannins, wasn't it? And
yeah.
the trees and that. So we got the tarps up eventually. I had a nightmare with mine. One of those days where everything just kept going wrong every time I tried to put it up. The wind blew it and it was blowing a hoolie, so it all went everywhere. Then I put it up, so basically, unless you were 3 inches tall, you wouldn't be able to sleep under it. So I eventually got there anyway. Rob got his up in about of the time that it took me. So he's over there. He's got his homemade tarp, homemade hammock, which I'll show you because it's awesome. Which I'm sure he'll tell you all about.
Yeah, it's a simple cinch up. If you show it, it cinches up here, and I made it so I can button it up as well, so I get a banana effect, or I can turn it into a camp cot or a tree bed or something.
I've got his loops.
Yeah.
Sewn all the way down.
So I can also put it, set it up as a hammock where you have slats going down the sides, and you suspend it that way.
Yeah.
So
But no, that's wicked.
lots of possibilities. And
So if you want to buy one of these, you can make your own.
it's not like I don't have anything to do.
Exactly, yeah. And he's got a bug net over it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Standard GI one.
G.I. Joe. I mean, luckily because of the extreme weather we've had, mosquitoes are virtually non-existent. I mean, I certainly haven't felt any, although I've got 100% DEET wrapped all over my body, so they can't get into me. We're on a little island, like I say, Shiel Island, and I'm going to take you down to the water's edge so you can see. But beautiful weather. The wind, when it blows, is blowing in pretty strong, but to be honest, it is nice because it has been so hot. And as I said when we were on our way, first setting up, there's still a fire ban, so there's no open fires whatsoever, which is not a problem. We got food and stuff we can eat, and I've got this Trekmates flameless cook set to try out. So this is where we are. Now, a friend of mine on YouTube, Raymond Logister, not sure how you say it, I'm afraid, from the Netherlands. He's been up here recently with his family on a canoe trip, and he was saying he wants to come back maybe in September time. I'm not sure if you paddled this lake, Raymond. This is Canon, so you probably did, and you might have even been on this island. But it is absolutely stunning. So there you go, that's where we are. And yeah, I'm going to have a swim now because it's been proper hot. I actually got a little bit low blood sugar a minute ago. I've noticed as I've got older, I suffer with that a little bit. If I get too hot or I've been working a bit too hard, very dark. Why is it all dark? Let me get some light. There we go. Yeah, I tend to, my sugars drop a little bit. I get a bit wibbly, shaky, so I had to eat and drink. But I'm feeling a lot better now. So swimming time, I think, before the sun starts dropping. But yeah, it's beautiful today. So I'll catch up with you later. Right, well, we've just had a swim, and really nice. The water's warm. I would have said, what, 20 degrees maybe?
Yeah.
Something like that. Really nice, and just sat there for about 20 minutes, just chatting, letting the water wash over us. It was very pleasant. And but Rob's sporting his little neck knife, which you've seen in a previous video. There. And bit of sunshine on the lens. There we go. So this is the one his blacksmith friend Simon Vessel made, and he's made a sheath. Rob made the sheath, and he's got that funky tassel, which to start with I wasn't sure what it was for, but he'll demonstrate now.
So when you get your knife dirty, just punch it through and clean it up. And if you have problem starting a fire, you have some tinder here in the U-twine. So nothing special.
Yeah, but a nifty little idea nonetheless.
Yep.
And on the basis I have my little neck knife on, which is my normal little WM1, he's going to make me one. So we both got tassels.
So we can be fabulous.
Yes, we're going to be fabulous in the bush. He's quite a clever chap, really. Despite how he looks, he's actually quite intelligent. Anyway, we're going to say goodbye for now, and we'll get back to you in a bit. Toodaloo. Right then, ladies and gents. Right, this is my first ever try at this, which is the TrekMate flameless cook system. And if you watch my previous video, you'll see me showing this in detail, but it's very basic. It's a plastic pot, stainless steel pot, and a neoprene sleeve, just to protect your hands from the heat. And then all we do is we have a heat pack here. This is the super pack. Some water with you have high power, super power, and then on the packs it says high power or super power depending on what you need. And then what I've done is pre-cooked some food, heat sealed it in a vacuum bag, and that will go in the pot with water. Now the plan, as it stands, is to use fresh water in with the food, so that afterwards we can have maybe a hot cup of coffee. Now we might not be able to do that depending on how much water I can get in here, because it's only an 850ml pot, so that's not much, especially with the water displacement with the food. But anyway, we'll try. So basically the way it works is this. It's going to be, oh, and then we've got 3 bean salad. So anyway, so we open this up, and then you have this thing that goes in the black one. Now this is where you have to be kind of organised, because otherwise you're going to run out of time. I'm not sure the activation time for this bad boy, but I imagine it don't give you much time. Fill that up there. That. And then this water goes into the pot. Like, let's get that ready. And dirt off of there. Right, and then we're going in. So water in. That in. Lid on. And then you wait. Go.
They start smoking a bit. So Steve, why are we going through all this hassle to heat our food?
Because, Rob, we have a fire ban going on in Värmland, most of Sweden. Basically because it's been tinder dry for so long, and we've had a lot of forest fires, so they've basically banned cooking with flame. Which is why I've had to go out and purchase this, just so we can have hot milk. It's actually, you can feel it getting warm. Yeah, so to have a hot meal, this is all we can do. So yeah, we'll see.
Great.
Hopefully it'll work.
It's starting to sound.
I can hear it. Yep.
Yeah.
Apparently it's yeah. See, I don't know if that's showing up, but we have steam. It's going to explode. But yeah, I mean, hopefully it works, because it'd be handy to have in the car in the winter time.
Yeah.
You know, if breakdown, you need a quick meal, we don't want to make a fire. There you go.
And you have the secondary heat to heat up the
Yeah,
cabin
exactly.
as well.
They throw out quite a lot of heat apparently. Can't remember exactly, but I know it was. This will cook 7 to 10 minutes, but it'll stay hot for half an hour. Yeah, I know it gets pretty hot. So if you look at my previous video where I show this, I do actually give the temperatures on there. I can't remember offhand.
Yep.
But I know it's pretty hot.
I'm sure you will put the link so you can find it.
10 to, so we'll give it till maybe 20 past. It should be good.
Yeah. We'll get back to you later.
Yeah. Right then, the big reveal. I'm quite excited about it. It's actually really hot. Feel that?
Yeah.
It's proper hot, isn't it?
I will want to put that in my pants.
Steve gets 3rd-degree burns.
It wasn't as violent as we predicted with the steam and stuff.
That's actually proper hot, that water.
Yeah. That's a good sign.
Okay, so let's try and get this out without losing all the water in there. The bag's gone well soft, so... Oh, it's really hot.
What's the stuff in the bag?
Hmm?
What's the content?
Oh right, yeah, we got some. It's basically I bought it all from Lidl, to be honest. It's like a spicy Spanish style chicken, no pork, sorry, with like a chorizo sauce, which I threw in some of these big white beans, just for added extra.
Yeah.
So you got a plate because we're going to tip this out of the top of the bag. Ching.
You can do yours and I will do mine off camera.
What do you think you'll get, son? God, I can't hold that. Wow! Right, well, I think we can safely say this works because it is really hot.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see the steam coming out of the bag, but it's, yeah, worked wonders. Going to go in my tactical cooking plate. Wow, hot! Okay.
It smells really nice.
I'll test it. Shall I test it, Rob?
Yeah, better make sure.
Yeah, it's hot.
Yeah.
Result. There we go then. The Trek Mates flameless cook system. Yeah, well worth buying.
Yeah, first time using.
First time using, and this isn't even what they recommend. They normally say to put the food in the pot and cook it directly in the pot, but yeah, boiling the bag works just as well. So
Result.
Job done. Super. Right, we're going to kill the cameras because Rob needs to eat.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Rob.
Good morning.
Well, pretty good night-ish. I didn't sleep very much. I don't tend to the first night for some reason, but I'm sure tonight I will. It got really cold this morning, really unexpected. I mean, we knew it was going to drop a little bit, but God, it got cold. And I felt really cold. I don't know about Rob, but Rob's got like half a sheep in his hammock. He's got blankets and everything going on in his one.
Thick blanket and my trusty poncho.
Yeah, and his poncho. He was toasty warm. And as per normal, it was like that. Right, night then. So instant sleep. But, yeah, it was alright. We weren't disturbed by anything. Rob's got a trail cam with him this time. So we set that up, and the only video of it is me being silly before bed. So yeah, it's
some weird Bigfoot or something.
yeah, a bald yeti. But yeah, we're gonna pack down and have some breakfast, and then we're gonna push off and get some paddling in because the weather is stable and the sun is trying to come out, and there's blue sky. So yeah, it's all good. So as per normal, you know, pack away everything and tidy up the best you can, and try and show that you weren't here. That's the plan. So anyway, we'll catch up with you a bit later on, and yeah, see you on the water. Bye.
We're just coming up to a little headland. We're going to pull in here just so Rob can check his cam. He's had the trail cam strapped to the front of his canoe just to see what kind of footage we can get. But he's going to swap over now to his action cam for some proper canoe footage. But yeah, it was just an experiment to see if it would work. So be interesting to see. Anyway, we're going to sort that out, and then we're going to be pushing off basically up here, heading up towards a town called Canoeing and Canoanda, and yeah, we'll see what's going on up there. Yeah, get back to you later. We've just had a whistle stop and a swim and some little snack to eat, and now we're heading off back on the lake. We're going to head north up towards Canoeing and see what we can find. We're actually looking for a beach that I went to before, which was all sand, and yeah, it's a really nice spot. It's been so long since I've been here, I can't actually remember exactly where it is. But Rob's taking the lead. He's just in front of my underpants. Here he is, and now he's standing up. Dun, 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 dun. So any minute now you'll probably hear a splash as Rob falls in. But, yeah, it's really calm today. It's lovely and very pleasant. So we're going to head off, and we'll get back to you when we find a nice place to pull in, and maybe do some shots and some nice footage on the way. See you later. Everybody, right, we've just stopped for a quick 10 minutes, get rid of some rubbish at this little village at the end of the lake, and which is quite handy. We've picked up quite a bit of rubbish on our way. We found an empty bottle here in the grass, which obviously is ridiculous. It acts as a lens, and if the sun hits it, sorry, something on the lens. If the sun hits it right, yeah, forest fire. So yeah, never mind. So anyway, we cleared that away. Rob found an old sort of detergent bottle on our last little island, so we took that away as well. And so we're not only enjoying ourselves, we're making a better place. Yeah, like I say, we just stopped here for a bit, get rid of some rubbish, take some weight off the feet because it's, you know, and the knees. Paddling for a while, it does take its toll, especially when you get to our age. So now the plan is to head off down that way, and basically we're going to stick to this side, the left hand side here, and just go round, and I'm hoping to find the beach. Well, we will find the beach, I just can't remember how far down it is for tonight, and then tomorrow we'll carry on down again, 2 nights down there and then back up in time to be heading home on Friday. So yeah, it's all going to plan. Still hasn't rained, touch wood, and hopefully it won't, or at least as long as it holds off till we've got our kit set up and everything, it'll be good. So, but it's going really well. Rob's doing an awesome job with the paddling, considering it's new to him. He's awesome, keeping a nice good track, nice straight line, and yeah, we're getting there, so it's good fun, and it's just so relaxed. You know, neither of us have had a chance to do anything like this for ages, so it's a real kind of chillax time, and having a good chat and stuff. So anyway, I need to just reposition some stuff in the canoe because of the wind. I need to basically shift some weight around to make it easier to paddle, so I'm going to do that, and I'll get back to you in a bit. But there's the canoes, and so obviously this one's my one in front here, my old Venture Ranger, and then Rob's is at the back there. But yeah, nice boat, nice and big. It's a lot roomier than mine. I plan on buying a new one at some point, a wooden one, and then I'm going to go with a 16-foot Prospector. Anyway guys, so I'll get back to you in a bit, and once we're sort of on our way, depending on the wind, fading out, will just be shots of the lake and stuff. So yeah, speak to you later. Ta. Well, hello guys and girls, we're back again. Bob's just over here. I don't know if you can see him on the camera. Yeah, he's just out of shot at the moment. But we're just heading off south now. We started off yesterday, paddled to the small island for a short start, and just to acclimatise ourselves with it all again. And then this morning we've paddled north to the very tip of the lake, and this is a place called canoeing, and offloaded some rubbish into the convenient little rubbish bin, and now we're heading back south. And I think the plan is to head down here until we find this nice beach that I've been banging on about, and maybe set up camp, because it's currently 2 o'clock. We need to really be kind of back and starting to set up camp by 4ish, to give us time to settle in and cook food and all that sort of stuff. So here he is, hello. And so yeah, that's the plan. We're gonna just plough down and find the beach and set up camp.
Yes, sounds like a plan.
Stan. So yeah, we'll get back to you later. Toodaloo. Well, we've just stopped for a break, paddling into the wind, so it's getting a bit hard work, and I thought we'd take 5 just before we have another stretch of kind of water, with the wind blowing across. And I'll show you around. So there's Rob over there, say hello, and then we're heading off down there, and yes, that way. But it's really beautiful here. Lovely bank here, if you look, and so quiet, really peaceful, and you could, out of the wind. The wind's blowing from our right as you're looking straight across the lake, and it's quite tough going. It's all right, but it's nice to take 5 minutes now and again. Because we're trying to head down now to this little beach place, because although the weather's turned a bit rubbish now, tomorrow is meant to be okay, and Wednesday's even meant to be even better, so yeah, we should get more opportunities to swim and enjoy the water. So there you go, very pretty indeedy. So we'll get back to you a little bit later, I think probably once we've got to the campsite and decided where we're going to sleep for the night. Yeah, it's just gorgeous. Words can't really explain it. You know, you sort of spend so long working, and then you finally get a chance to just get away from it all, and yeah, it's lovely. So anyway, I'll catch up with you later. Hi guys and girls. Well, this is our spot for this evening. We finally landed. We didn't get as far as the beach. We came across this to the other side again, almost back where we started, because yeah, weather was getting a bit rough, and yeah, paddling into a really strong headwind, it was getting quite tiring. You know, we haven't paddled for so long, and yeah, totally out of shape. No, there's no other excuses for it. And so we pulled up here. I mean, it's a beautiful spot, and it's nice and calm now. So tomorrow morning we'll hopefully get up bright and early, and we'll just head straight off up there, cut back across to the other side of the lake, and then plough down to the beach is the plan. Hopefully the weather will be fine and we can have a swim and freshen up. Yeah, it's a really good way to like start the day. Quick paddle, and then yeah, go for a swim and freshen up, and yeah, it's good for the day. So that's the plan. There you go. Well, I'm going to sign off for tonight because we're both pretty tired. We just want to chill out and chat and whatnot. So just leave you with this beautiful scenery. I'll get out a shot. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Morning everyone. It's currently 7:30 and got up pretty early this morning. It got really cold last night, and I wouldn't say really cold, but you know, when we've been used to like 24, 25 degrees overnight, it got down to about maybe 10 last night. It felt like anyway, and yeah, it was pretty chilly. But oh, excuse me. Well, it's very pretty this morning. This lovely mist rolling across the water as it's starting to evaporate. And the sun's trying to come up. It's meant to be a good day today, so I hope so. But got a bit of fogging on the lens, and there we go. Yeah, stunning. Really pretty this morning. Very quiet. Yeah, I'll get back to you later. We caught a fish, or I caught a fish yesterday, and I literally threw the rod in, and after about 5 minutes of spin casting, caught a perch, which I've took a photo of, so I'll put that on now. And yeah, I was really pleased. I'm rubbish at fishing. Hang on. Yeah, I never catch anything when I go fishing, and it was just pure dumb luck. And yeah, we cooked that up, filleted it, cleaned it, cooked it in my flameless cook pot with some water and lingonberry, and drizzled with a little bit of oil with thyme in it, and yeah, it was really good actually. And yeah, anyway, so we'll pack down and yeah, get back to you later on. Cheers. Morning, Rob.
Morning.
Right, well, I've been up a little while. Rob got up a little while ago, and we stayed at this kind of lakeside cabin campy place that's actually closed. But we camped over there, some good trees and stuff. Got a fire pit which we can't use because there's still a fire ban. They do say the ban was lifted for barbecue on your own property, but A, this isn't our own property, and B, the ban, you know, the wood and everything's not going to suddenly not be combustible overnight. So, and anyway, we kitted out for not being able to cook, so that's what we've gone with.
Haven't had any rain, so there's no reason why they should lift the ban anyway. So.
Yeah, exactly, and it is proper tinder dry everything. But Rob's got busy over here like the naked chef, and made his breakfast here.
Semi-naked.
So what do we have here today?
We've got, you can start with the bread.
Nice.
It's cranberry rye mixture with mayonnaise, some mixed tomatoes, cucumber, and some avocado.
Avocado, look at that.
So,
And then a iced coffee.
yes, tribute by Steve.
Which is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I quite like iced coffee anyway, but yeah, they're quite nice. And then I had just junk this morning, some meat and some...
Yeah, I forgot the vinaigrette.
oh, the vinaigrette, sorry. Vinaigrette.
Locally made.
Yeah, locally made timian. Timian. Thyme, yeah, in English. Yeah, and I just had some like mackerel, fish and stuff. But I can't remember if I said last night or this morning, but we tried our hand at fishing yesterday, just on the lake here, and I caught a fish. I was amazed, a perch, and fairly decent size. And but because we couldn't grill it or anything, we had to I filleted it down by the lake, and then we cooked it in the Trekmate's pot, and it worked really well. A bit awkward to eat because of the, you know, picking the bones and the skin and everything, but yeah, it was okay. It tasted alright. So yeah, and we've both got our get my hand out of the way. Both got our solar panels out. Rob's is this one. It's got a 4-panel. What wattage is this one?
I think it's 20.
20.
I think you have one up on me.
Yeah, of course I have. Yeah. And mine's here. Mine's kind of wider, a little bigger. So I've only got 3-panel, 21 watt. But it's working really well. I mean, even when it's not bright sunshine, it still charges, which is good. And I've managed to keep one of my camera batteries topped up. I'm on my second battery now, only because I've got my phone plugged in and I haven't got 2 leads with me. So, but the phone's the important one to keep charged, because I've only got the one battery for that. The sun is coming out at last. It's warming up at last. I'll put a link to Rob's channel on the screen somewhere, and so you can link over to his, because he's going to be having a video on this trip as well, and tie them together, because there's all sorts of bits and bobs that I haven't filmed and he has and stuff. So
We do it that way, so it's more exciting.
Exactly, yeah. You can flip between the 2 channels, and yeah, it's all good. So anyway, guys, we're going to finish having our breakfast, and then we'll be heading off on the water to head down the lake today, head south. We have what, Tuesday, so all of today, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, half day. So 3.5 days left, which is plenty of time for us to get to the other end of the lake and back up. And then yeah, back to the house. So there you go. We'll catch up with you a bit later. Bye.
Right, well, we've been paddling for half an hour-ish, taking it really easy. Again, this is my second attempt at making this little clip. I keep hitting either photo or time lapse. Just not paying attention, I'm too busy enjoying myself.
You get it this time?
Yeah, I think I'm on video this time. But, yeah, I mean, as you can see, the weather's nice. We've got broken blue sky. Not a breath of wind at the moment, which is nice. Yesterday evening was a bit of a battle to get across the lake, but today we're going to just hug the shoreline, yeah, and just investigate all these little coves and things, and yeah, continue down until we can find the non-existent beach that I keep talking about. I'm sure we'll find it, and I mean, there's plenty of beaches, but this one I know is on this lake. I'm sure it is. And it's sand, and it's great for swimming because it just gently goes into the water, so that's what we're looking for.
Hello, Steve.
Hello. Right, well, we've just found our last little island for today. I think this is going to be our pitch for the night. I was just sorting out some bits and bobs, and we'll go and investigate what's going on up here. Lots of ling on, which is good. Smells lovely. Mixture of sort of ling on bushes, heather, and pine. Absolutely beautiful. So anyway, I'm going to see what's going on here. Now, this island is called Singapore, and this is when I first got to Sweden and I first started canoeing. I came to Canon. It was my first ever lake that I canoed on, and this was my first ever campsite, and now we're back, and it's still as lovely as ever. I mean, there's a fire pit on it, which, you know, most of these sort of bigger islands tend to have, because people just leave them as kind of a semi-permanent thing, which it's not a bad thing as long as they're looked after. And so here we go. Here's the fire pit. Pretty substantial, although we can't use it, but it's there nonetheless. And then you come down to the very end, and you've got an absolutely gorgeous view down the lake. It is quite lovely. Now, right in the middle of the screen, you probably might be able to see it. There's a sluice gate. Basically, all these lakes are linked as a waterway for the hydroelectric. They all feed various little villages, and that's one of them. Now, I'm a little bit miffed because I still haven't found my little beach. And now it's been 2 years since I've been here last, and a lot's changed. There's been a lot of deforestation, you can see on this bank over there. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure now where my little beach has gone. And like I said to Rob, it might not even be on this lake, to be honest, but I'm pretty sure I remember laying on my back in the surf on the sand looking at the sluice gate, planning my next day. So it might even be just round this headland here. It also might not be. So yeah, this will certainly do for tonight. We've got somewhere we can sit and chat and cook, or not cook, as the case may be, and yeah, plenty of pitch opportunity for the hammocks. But I think what I'm going to do is get my kit sorted out, find a spot to set everything up, but then go for a swim, because the sun's still shining now and again, and when it does, it's good to jump in the water and have a wash down. You know, it's quite hot, so a bit sticky and everything. So yeah, there you go. I've decided to go with a slightly rough and ready plan of attack for tonight. I'm going to sleep on the floor for a change. Don't normally do this, but I was so chilly last night, and I sort of figured, well, maybe, you know, the ground's going to have some heat in it anyway, because it's been sunny all day. So that will help. And I've got my inflatable mat in there, I've got a sleeping bag, and I've just done a very basic, I don't even know what you call it, like an Apex A-frame kind of a thing. But anyway, just tarps tied close to the floor that end, and about 5 foot off the floor that end. Inner, my bug net's tied up to the ridge line inside the tarp, just to give me some headroom, not bothered about my feet. And yeah, that'll do. And then it's just going to be tucked under, paddle that side, my paddle's the other side, bags around the front to hold the doors in. But no, it should be alright. At the moment the wind's coming from behind the camera across like this. It doesn't really matter if it changes. I'm far enough in this way to be protected, and if it gets too bad I can stand my bags up and stop the wind. So hopefully I'll get a good night's kip. And Rob's up the top here. I haven't seen what he's been up to, but he was saying that he's done a kind of tent type thing inside his hammock. Yeah. And oh yeah, that should be good.
And just this bit, but I want some to get rid of the condensation. And just get in here and
climb up and in, yeah. Yeah, good stuff. What you do, lower this down tonight?
yeah, I'll lower it down and bottom everything up.
Yeah.
So it's a proper tent.
Yeah, that'd be good. Groovy. Right, should we eat?
Yesterday.
Oh yeah. Good lord.
4 degrees. 27, 28 during the day. And
4 degrees? Are you having a laugh? So there you go, we're all kind of set now, and we just need to eat and stuff, get the blood sugars back up a bit, both feeling a little bit run down. And if the sun suddenly makes a little appearance, I'm going to have a wash, because I just feel completely scuzzy. So anyway, we'll get back to you a little bit later. There's some nice ling on here. The berries have been struggling a little bit this year because we've had such a dry summer. But we've got some nice ones. Yeah, little bunch, a couple of ripish ones there. Those two look pretty good. Yeah, quite nice. Quite sharp. But yeah. We found blueberries today on the other previous campsite, which is cool. Haven't seen many of them at all because of the heat, dry season. But hopefully we'll get a better, more balanced autumn and get back to normal. We need some rain. We've had no substantial rain now for feels like at least a few months, and yeah, it's really taking its toll on the countryside, and everyone's struggling a little bit with it. Hopefully we'll get a decent autumn. Hopefully the temperatures will drop a bit and we'll get some rain, and yeah, back to normal. Yeah. It's a nice spot. Good morning. And right, well, we've decided, me and Rob here, to call it a day. We had planned to be here another day and a half, but to be honest, we've paddled down and up the lake.
Yeah, another day.
Yeah, one more day, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, and we've been sort of all over this lake on different islands and loads of swimming, and it's been great. But you know, I think with anything like this, you have to pick that moment. You think, right, let's call it a day before it becomes a chore, which you can do if you're honest. And plus, you know, we got other stuff to do. Rob needs to chill out for at least a day because he's got what, 8 hours or something.
8 hours straight.
Yeah, 8 hour straight drive to get home. I've got to fix a new alternator on the car and make sure that's going to work because I need that next week for my job. So yeah, we've got other stuff to do. So, but it's been an absolutely cracking trip. Again,
The main thing about the trip was to relax and to recharge the batteries, and I feel I have done that. So.
yeah, and last night was good. It got a little bit stormy at one point, and we had a bit of long, you know, hard wind and rain, and we thought we were in for a bit of a night of rubbish weather. But then it calmed right down. Just naturally fell asleep in the hammock. Spent a lovely night. We heard wolf howling, really close actually, and
And then you got the loom, the seabird that's here, that was also going into choir after the wolf howls. So it was quite nice to lay in the hammock in here.
yeah, really cool sort of natural sounds.
Yeah.
It was lovely. So yeah, we're just as you can see, packing up. The canoes are over behind the rocks over there, like I showed you yesterday. So it's got a bit of a clamber to get them back in all the stuff back in the canoes. But and then we've literally behind the camera, we're that way, over there, through there, between these two trees, literally, is our finishing point. And I'm hoping we get there before any rain, because it feels rainy, if that makes sense. But anyway, for now, and this trip, it's a sayonara. And thanks for joining us, and I hope you enjoy it. And Rob, it was a pleasure as always. And we'll see you in the next one. Take care.
Right.